What's up? It's us.
Yes, it is.
Expecting anyone different?
Actually, I was thinking, yes.
Okay.
Who, I don't know. But one of these days, you're going to do the thing, and the screen's going to go away. And it's not going to be us here. It's going to be two other people. Who? I don't know.
Famous
Subscribe
actors.
and find out.
Famous actors that will be very expensive to hire.
Yes. All for a joke.
Hello, how you doing? It's us again.
Yes.
Back where we should be.
Yes.
In this
The
room.
regularly scheduled podcasting room.
I'm using a new computer. A new old computer. I think the issue last week, why nothing was working, was because I'm 90% sure the issue was OBS was using the onboard graphics on the motherboard.
Yes, I remember you saying
and
that.
it just didn't want to use the ARC. I just disabled it completely.
Right.
So this was a bit of a pain in the ass to set up. There's I had to sync the audio delay between all this stuff. So hopefully it doesn't desync in the middle of us talking. If it does, I only trust one or two of you to let us know. If it's a little off, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's not enough for us to make a big stink about. Would you forget to do your taxes?
No, I'm doing that right now. I'm taking my time with it. No, I'm running behind on my end of this work, and I haven't logged into anything yet. So
this work?
Yeah, I've been keeping I've been keeping that document.
This job. Okay.
Yeah. You know how I keep the document of summarizing all the stories? I didn't do that. So I was trying to do that right before the show, and I didn't get a chance.
Just like high school.
Exactly like high school.
Okay.
See, nothing changes after high school.
Yes.
So now I'm logging into Twitch and YouTube and Streamlabs and getting the backlog.
Well, then you missed Jeffrey Sorensen, who gave us
I did miss Jeffrey
Twitch
Sorensen.
Prime for 43 months. My last free Prime sub before the Switch 2 Direct.
Oh, yeah, that's soon.
Hey, aren't you banned? Who's the other one? Who's the one that's banned?
I don't know, man. It's hard to keep up.
Oh, George McFarlane. Sorry. He's in the YouTube chat because he can't be in the Twitch.
All right. Gotcha.
Anyway, so lots of things to talk about. One major topic of the week is analysts have a price for the Switch 2. We already talked about the price of the Switch. We literally had a podcast. We talked about the price of the Switch 2. Where are the articles about that podcast?
Yeah, seriously. Need I remind you that this is the guy who predicted the first Nintendo Switch.
I'm seeing all these articles about these analysts.
Yeah.
And what are they...
where
are they pulling this from?
It's an analyst's job to predict these things.
Yeah.
And they're pulling this based on current market trends, pricing of chips, and inflation and other
what are we doing?
We're just
the same thing. We're doing the same thing.
Yeah, but we're dummies in a basement who fart on camera. These people wear suits to work.
That's the issue is we don't have Bloomberg.
Yes.
Write our paychecks. Right.
Maybe if we dressed more appropriately.
Right.
Because you're supposed to wear suits. We're just wearing a t-shirt. What's the matter with you?
They don't wear suits. It's 2025. I don't know.
One of those years.
Shadowborn, thanks for the Prime. What? Oh, there's more stories we gotta talk about.
Yeah.
A GameCube controller. Hello. For the Switch 2.
Got a bunch of handhelds.
I put these in here.
Yeah.
There's an update to the Retroid Pocket Mini screen debacle that we talked about last week.
Yes.
It's so much worse.
Oh, boy. You'll love to see it.
2 new handhelds were announced yesterday. And then a bunch of other stuff.
I still have TurboTax open on this computer, just speaking of doing my taxes.
You should get that Weeb game where the anime girls do your taxes for you.
Yeah. How am I going to explain that to?
Because you do them yourself.
Yes.
Right? Gotta do it.
Yeah.
Gotta do it for the meme.
I do.
Anyway, before we get into that, there's some free games.
Yes.
Free games?
Yes. So you remember, Bob, Xbox got rid of Xbox Live and therefore got rid of the games with gold.
Okay.
So we no longer talk about the games with gold every month. Okay. However, they replaced Xbox Live Gold with what's called Game Pass Core. And that just has a collection of 25 games. And that collection hasn't changed since they changed the name of Xbox Live Gold to Game Pass Core.
Okay.
But now, shockingly, they're adding 3 games.
So these are games that you've been able to get for a while. They're just part of your gold subscription. They don't rotate them out every month.
So the Game Pass core titles, they don't rotate them out. They're just 25 standing games.
Yeah, and they've been there for a while.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now they're adding 3 games to that collection.
Right.
The games are Tunic, Monster Sanctuary, and Batman Arkham Knight.
Tunic is huge.
Yeah.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
I kind of associate that with Game Pass. So
Yeah.
I think it's smart to just give it to people.
Yeah.
Especially now. It's been out for a while.
Yes. Arkham Knight, the game is 10 years old, and it is constantly on sale for like $4.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, okay.
So if you've missed your chance, now is your chance. And even if it like leaves Game Pass Core for any reason, $4 on like every platform. Like this is like the biggest like sure, why not? You know, if this is like, it's not the big deal.
Some of it's good.
A lot of it's good.
And then Monster Sanctuary.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Monster
Me
Sanctuary.
neither.
Wulff Den Dad in the chat. When I get Retroid, I use Preparation H. Get it?
That's a butt joke.
Retroid.
He's talking about his butt.
Retro, you know?
Yes.
Like a hemorrhoid? Okay. So, moving on. There you got Xbox Gold.
Yeah.
Xbox Live Gold. Nobody has that anymore.
No, because Game Pass Core.
Yeah. So, if you have that, you get you can play Tunic. Yay.
Yeah.
Let's get straight into the Nintendo Switch 2. It might cost $500. I think.
Yeah.
These analysts were pretty much saying what we were saying.
Yes.
They watched the Wulff Den podcast and they were like, these guys are onto something.
Yeah.
They said.
Bloomberg has shouted to some analysts to get their view on how the Switch 2's launch might go. In a word,
I just guessed Bloomberg, by the way. I didn't even know Bloomberg had anything to do with this. I just shot that out there.
It's always Bloomberg. How much will it cost? $400 or more, about 307 pounds or more. Looks to be the consensus from a group of analysts chatted to, but there's a bit of variation in the responses. Toyo Securities analyst Hideki Yasuda said he wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo goes ahead with a $500 price due to the chip prices. While his fellow analysts are less sure it'll be that high, all anticipate an increase of $100 or more over the original Switch's price point of $300. Will that price increase affect how well the launch goes in terms of those also so important numbers and lines on financial graphs? These analysts don't seem to think so, with Robin Zhu of Sanford C. Bernstein expecting the Switch 2 to come out in June with 6 million to 8 million units on offer from day one, which could equate to the biggest console launch ever if early sales go as planned. Dr. Serkan Toyo, the CEO of Japanese consulting firm Kantan Games, added in a tweet that he reckons the Tears of the Kingdom price trend of $70 will continue, at least when it comes to Nintendo's own games and major third-party games.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo's always the last ones to raise the prices on the games themselves.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to want to capitalize on that couple extra bucks.
Yeah, I think they saw Tears of the Kingdom was not affected in terms of its price sale wise, so they can get away with it, and now they're going to get away with it.
Yeah. That was like a test, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure value proposition wise, it probably was worth $70.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It's interesting that they haven't raised the price. I mean, I guess the Switch is kind of lagging a little bit behind in the console generation.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess they felt like it would be weird if in the middle of the generation they just decided everything's $70.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, the Wii was still $50 when Microsoft and $50 a game when Microsoft and Sony were releasing games for $60. Yeah. And then, now that everything's $70, the Switch was still at $60.
The Wii U was $50, wasn't it?
I think so.
I think it was. Yeah. I remember that being cheaper. So yeah, it makes sense for them to raise it. I mean, it's the next generation. Now's the time to start charging $70. I'm surprised Tears of the Kingdom was the only one.
Yeah.
That being said, the price of the Switch itself.
Yes.
It
It seems the general consensus is going to be it's $400.
That is the safest bet. Although the uncertainty with the chip market and the tariffs make it seem like it could go upwards of 500.
Yes.
I don't think it would hit 5. I think 400 or 450. Those are my, if I had to bet money, I would put it on those.
See, I am in agreement with you. But there's a part of me that feels like Nintendo might try to release this thing for less than that, maybe 350 at most.
Now that would be a huge hit for them.
Right. But you look at like $400, $500, those are the prices of like Steam Decks and like Lenovo Legions and the ROG Ally. Like those are higher end gadgets.
I just think they don't care about those. I think that they don't even look at them.
I know, but like Nintendo has always propositioned itself as like the lower end in terms of price and like even technology. Like it's always running older generation hardware.
Yeah.
So maybe like not necessarily they're going to release it to compete with those devices, but because they are releasing a lower powered machine and it's geared more towards, families and like the everyday person rather than the enthusiast, they might try to hit a $350 or even a $300 price point.
In the last podcast where we talked about the price of the Nintendo Switch 2, I brought up charts of all of the Nintendo home console releases adjusted for inflation.
Right.
And almost every single one was $400
if
you adjust it to today's prices. It was like $390, $400, $405. It was like all around $400.
Yeah.
So if I had to bet all my money, it would be $400. But again, the uncertainty of the market and the tariffs, it could go up to $450.
Yeah.
That could just blindside us when this thing comes out. So I know that they want to try to undercut everybody else, but bike cutting out? Hello? Is that only on YouTube or is that on Twitch as well? I do see that we dropped frames. God damn it. Nobody on Twitch is complaining, so.
The good old days.
Oh, the good old days. So, what were we talking about?
The Switch 2 price.
Oh, yeah, of course. What else could we be talking about? They are saying that they're gonna have 6 to 8 million units day one. That is huge.
Yeah, that's insane.
But some analysts think it's not going to sell as well.
Yeah. Let's talk about those people.
You talk about that while I don't know if there's anything I can even do to fix the YouTube stream. I think it's just fucked.
I'm using Pages. Oh, here we go. Document only. No, it's still got the sidebar. How do I get rid of the sidebar? All right. Never mind. The Switch 2 won't sell as well. Just Van Druenen.
That's
Druenen.
An interesting.
Just Van Druenen. That's what I'm going with. Of Aldon said in a report that the Switch 2's backwards compatibility support, along with its relatively modest technical improvements, will ensure a lower adoption curve. This will be particularly pronounced for cost-conscious consumers, he said. The analyst said the Switch 2 is projected to sell for about $400 at launch, which is $100 more than the Switch launched in 2017. Van Drunen did not publish a specific unit sales projection for the Switch 2. For comparison, the original Switch sold for 13.12 million units during its first calendar year. A different analyst, meanwhile, projected the Switch 2 would have an even bigger console launch, selling 20 million units in its first year. So there is some variety in like what the Switch 2 will sell. There is at least one person thinking that because it's backwards compatible and because of the higher price point, it's not gonna, sell as well as the Switch 1 did when it came out all the way back then.
I think that's kind of an insane take.
Yeah,
I mean, I get it a little bit, but I always gotta bring up iPhones.
Yeah,
they're backwards compatible.
iPhones. The PlayStation 5 is backwards compatible.
Yeah.
And it, for a lot of people, it's not a huge improvement over the PlayStation 4. But according to sales charts, it's like what, 1 million units behind what the PlayStation 4 was at the same point in its life cycle.
The Switch is gonna launch with Mario Kart, and that's what people care about the most.
Yeah,
people are gonna see the new Mario Kart and go, "Wait, I can't get that on the Switch that I have now.
Yeah,
I got to get the new Switch. Oh, I better get the new Switch."
Yeah, there's gonna be reasons to get a new Switch, like the Switch 2. If not on day one, then like by the end of the year. And even still, I don't necessarily think he's saying like in total the Switch 2 is gonna be a worse seller than the Switch 1. But I think he's underestimating like the fervor for a new Switch, because it's been 8 years.
Yeah,
like people have been saying I'm ready for the Switch 2 or Switch Pro like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
so
a long time.
Yeah,
more than 3 years ago.
Yeah,
when the OLED was coming out, everybody was like,
"Why isn't this a Pro?"
Yeah, everyone thought it was the Pro, and then it came out, and everyone was like, "I was right," and it's like, "No, you weren't. It's not the Pro, man. Completely different thing."
So yeah, I think
I don't touch my Switch ever. I play Mario Maker on it every so often, and that's it. I'm a Steam Deck boy.
Yeah.
I know that a lot of people aren't like that. A lot of people I talk to have completely given up on their Switch and have moved over to the Steam Deck. But we know the numbers. There's just not a lot of people who are actually using a Steam Deck. So I'd imagine that by and large, most people who were Switch players have given up on the Switch and moved on to other things. Maybe they've just gotten bored of it and just have stopped gaming entirely. Maybe they moved over to PC. Maybe they moved over to the PlayStation 5. But a new console with new games that you can only play there is exciting and will get people into that. Now, it might sell in the long run maybe a little less. I keep saying that this is probably going to be similar to the DS and the 3DS. Which were also, I'm pretty sure the sales were also very similar there too. I think the 3DS sold a little less.
Yeah, the 3DS sold less. But
I don't think it was by that much.
The 3DS is still considered a success in the end.
Yeah.
It had a sluggish launch, but Nintendo lowered the price, they course corrected, they changed their messaging, and like in the end, the 3DS was considered a success.
Yeah. I have the wiki here. Nintendo DS sold 154 million.
Yeah.
And the 3DS is pretty low, actually. I didn't know.
75.94 million. Yeah.
That's like half. That's like a lot worse than I thought that it did.
I mean, look, 75.4 million units is good no matter what console you are.
Yeah.
It's not DS1 good for sure.
Right.
But like, I'm sure Nintendo was in the end happy with that number.
I mean, the Switch 1 was astronomical. It sold like it more than anybody could have ever expected. The Switch 2, I think that it's got really big shoes to fill. I don't think it could sell as much.
Yeah.
It would be really hard for it to sell have the same sort of magic that the first one had. But that doesn't mean it'll be bad. That doesn't mean it'll be a failure. It might be a little less. It could also sell just as much. But I don't think there's a lot of potential for it to surpass the first Switch. That would be insane.
Yeah.
But I think it'll do just fine for Nintendo. The Switch 1 was an astronomical success, and even if they do a fraction of that, they'll be just fine. They can make money on the back end with games
and services and stuff.
Anyway, 4 million Steam Decks after 3 years is not a lot if compared to household consoles, and the Steam digital store being the only place to buy it and no brick and mortar stores hurts the sales numbers.
That's true too.
Yeah, that I really think that they need to open it up to other storefronts, and then it'll be huge. 4 million from Steam themselves.
That's pretty good though.
Is pretty crazy. It's not a lot compared to actual home consoles, but if they could get those things in stores, they'll sell a lot more. And I would assume they're waiting for the next Steam Deck to do that. When the next Steam Deck launches, they're going to try to actually compete with the other home consoles.
I mean, Valve's a company like Nintendo, like they just don't care. So like, I wouldn't be surprised if the Steam Deck 2 comes out and they sell it still through Steam only.
Well, this year we talked about this already last week, but this year we got the Xbox handheld supposedly coming out.
Right.
And that is a direct competitor to the Steam Deck.
You think so?
Especially if it's going to run Windows or PC Game Pass.
Yeah.
So I think that Valve has to launch the next one in stores. Because if I can go into Best Buy and I can get the Xbox handheld, I'm not even thinking about the Steam Deck, you know? I'm like, all right, give me that one. And that one will be pretty cheap because it'll also be the storefront. And then instead of buying my games on Steam like I do on the Ally and the Legion Go, I'm buying it on Xbox's storefront because that's probably the first one that's going to come up. I would much rather have my Steam games. But most people, they're going to be like, ooh, Xbox has a handheld. That's pretty cool. And they're going to buy it. And the first thing that boots up is the Microsoft store.
Yeah.
They're going to buy their games that way. So that has the potential to take a lot of market away from Valve. So they got to get moving on that. Anyway. That's it. That's what the analysts are saying, I guess. There's nothing else to
That's what the smarty pants are saying.
That's what all the smarty pants are saying about the Switch 2 launch. Still no word on when it's going to launch.
No, I guess they're really keeping that a secret until April 2nd, you know?
Yeah, and that is soon.
Yes.
That is sneaking up.
God, what would happen if, like...
2 weeks.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Do you think they don't announce the release date in the video? They have to.
I think they do. I think they definitely
they
do.
Absolutely have to.
Yeah. And then that weekend is the
thing we couldn't go to.
Yes. I have a potential way to sneak in.
Okay.
I will attempt to do that and see what happens.
Okay. Does it involve 2 kids in
crime?
a trench coat?
Oh.
But also crime.
Can I borrow your children? Forgot to ask that. So yeah, I guess April 2nd, we'll see what happens. I will probably have a video April 2nd of a reaction, and then the following week, maybe I'll have a video on the event, but who knows if I'll even be able to get in. So that's also crazy. It's in 2 weeks, and people are going to get their hands on it in 2 weeks. That's insane.
April 2nd, I will be in the office at my 9th.
I'm gonna have to off, man.
I'm gonna have to sneak away.
All right. Next. Oh yeah. No. Tell me about this GameCube controller.
A fresh version of Nintendo's iconic GameCube controller looks to be in development for the Switch 2, according to fans. Evidence here comes from a recent FCC filing for a Switch 2 controller with an oddly located product label that matches the location of the product label on a GameCube controller. The filing for the Switch 2 peripheral with the production code BEE-021 matches for other Switch 2 components with the same BEE prefix and does not appear to be a new Switch 2 Pro controller. Evidence dug up on Family boards, thanks to Nintendo Life, points to the fact that this device lacks an NFC support, something included in the Switch 1 Pro controller and Joy-Cons, but does not include wireless Bluetooth, something included in past Switch Online pads.
Oh my god, this is such a reach.
I know. The suggestion then is that Nintendo is prepping a GameCube controller re-release in the same way it has done for other retro controllers like the N64.
Look, this image is showing the proof.
I know.
The label is here, and that's where the label is on a GameCube controller. That's all that we're going on.
Yeah, it's not... I mean, I'm assuming they're gonna re-release it because they do it for every Smash Brothers now. That seems to be the thing.
Yeah.
And again, maybe this is the system where we get GameCube Virtual Console or Switch Online. So releasing a GameCube controller makes sense, wired or wireless.
The relationship Nintendo has with the GameCube controller is very interesting because they don't care about their other controllers, really. I mean, this past Nintendo Switch Online, they were re-releasing their old controllers like crazy, and that was good. We haven't seen Nintendo really do that, but they have it locked behind a subscription.
Yeah,
you have to be subscribed in order to even have the opportunity to buy it. It was always sold out. Even the GameCube controller for Smash Ultimate, is always sold out. And you always need an adapter to plug it in. Like it's time to update that a little bit. I'd imagine the old adapters will still work.
I assume so, yeah.
I hope that they give us a Wavebird or something, and give us one for Nintendo Switch Online too.
Well, according to this FCC filing, it does include Bluetooth. I misspoke.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's probably the Nintendo Switch Online one then, if I had to guess. And I think there's potential for them to announce GameCube Nintendo Switch Online on April 2nd.
Yeah.
And that would be really, really
Would
big.
that be something that's Switch 2 exclusive?
Yes.
You think so?
Yep. I think that Nintendo definitely... So we've talked in the past about how they would integrate GameCube and how that might be another tier, and they already have 2 tiers. Instead of doing a tier, just lock it on one console.
Yeah.
They could pretend like it's just not feasible to run it on the weaker hardware, but we know that it is.
We know that
we know that it absolutely is. I could do it on my phone. God damn.
Or, the fact that they released 2 GameCube games on there.
That too. So. Yeah. So I mean, the evidence that they have that it's a GameCube controller is a little ridiculous, but I think it's safe to assume they're going to release a GameCube controller again. There's a lot of things pointing.
I think just at this point, like we're so starved for information and we're so close to like getting information that like we're looking for anything.
Yeah.
Anything we can get.
I'm hoping for something with Smash Brothers also.
Yeah.
Like I think this is for Nintendo Switch Online, especially because it's wireless. But give me something. I don't even need a whole new game. Like just give me like some sort of upgrade.
Yeah.
On the new console. Because Smash Ultimate is kind of perfect as it is.
Yeah, like how do you... It's called Ultimate for a reason.
We just need little quality of life things.
Yeah.
Like maybe make the online a little better or something. Maybe add a new game mode or something. Like that's
Goku.
It. Goku.
They can finally add Goku. Yeah.
Give us like 5 more characters or something.
Screen is gonna get so hard to read.
But yeah, that's what I think that would be huge.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a lot of notifications here. Sorry that the stream is like in and out, but hopefully the recording isn't. Next, I'll have to. Listen. I streamed privately for 45 minutes
on this computer.
On this computer, it didn't drop a single frame.
Okay.
So listen. I'm trying. Although I didn't. Sometimes when I switch to this, sometimes that did things even on the laptop when we stream from there. So that could be it. Anyway, who are you again? Chris BX with the 67 months. Still alive? ? You tell me. Is this your loved ones giving us a notification from beyond the grave?
Yeah.
Dante's Gambit, thanks for the 5 months. Bob, did Stubbs thank you for wiping his details off the claw? All right, do you know this story?
No.
So I reviewed the MSI Claw 7 AI Plus. And there wasn't much on it.
Yeah.
But I could tell that somebody used it. So the first thing I did was I went to the web browser and I looked at the history. And it said 4K video downloader. So I was like, YouTuber had this. And then it had a bunch of YouTube videos of songs like The Kill. 30 Seconds to Mars. Friggin' Fleetwood Mac. Some other stuff. So in the video, I was like, all right, who didn't wipe this before they gave it back? And it was apparently Retro Handhelds, their YouTube channel. That's the music they listen to, first of all.
All right, not a bad list of songs.
Tusk from Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
Not their best work.
Not their best work, no, but
yeah, so he it was a little goof. It was funny. It was just fun. Goof. They did the MSI wiped the last one before they gave it to me, and they put new drivers on it and everything.
Okay.
So I'm surprised that they didn't wipe it when he sent it back. But always wipe it. I haven't even sent it back yet. I still have it. Spankwise, thank you for the 43 months. Another day, another month of Wolf Bros. Thank you.
Oh.
And Brandon with 7 Canadian dollars. Congrats, Bob. Every episode, you make us all so proud. What the fuck, man? That sounds backhanded. Missed congratulating him last week because I was on vacation. What do you mean? What did I do?
You make videos. And that in and of itself is worthy of congratulations, I guess.
I skipped a week. Edward Bova says, Bob, don't forget this rumor. Switch 2 might utilize more powerful NVIDIA tech. Okay. When is this from?
Hasn't this always been a rumor?
This is from yesterday, though.
Oh.
It might even have DLSS and ray tracing support. Uh-oh. Rumors about some sort of enhanced Switch have been rampant, blah, blah, blah. The main takeaway is that the next Switch console will use a more powerful NVIDIA Tegra chip than the first, that may even be capable of upscaling to DLSS 2.2 and ray tracing based on the GPU architecture. Hopefully, we'll get to see a more powerful Switch sooner than later. Is that the whole fucking article? A new Nintendo patent has surfaced, and it once again points to Nintendo using NVIDIA's DLSS upscaling that would use AI to offer higher resolutions. The patent specifically mentions using the tech to explicitly to reduce overall game sizes. Didn't we?
This sounds like
an old thing.
It sounds like a rewording of like stuff we've talked about before. Like, since the idea of a Switch 2 has been in people's minds, the idea of like using DLSS or some sort of like AI upscaling has been like at the forefront of Switch 2.
It's confusing because the article says March 17th.
Yeah.
But it's an old article.
Yes.
They're referencing a Reddit post from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And then it's been updated over and over again.
Yeah.
The latest updates is the patent from Nintendo concerning AI upscaling continue, and they all point to implementations in the Switch 2. Yeah, so we talked about that patent a few episodes ago. These people got to be careful with how they word things.
Yeah.
DLSS is NVIDIA. It's patented.
Yes.
Nintendo patented their own upscaling technology. It's not DLSS. So it's similar.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not called DLSS. Fucking stop.
Yeah.
The chip is the NVIDIA Tegra 239. So that would be new information because we don't actually know what the chip is. Everybody was assuming it was the Tegra 2, but we never actually had a name for this chip. And I'm pretty sure it's specifically for the Switch 2.
Right.
Oh no, this is even attributed to a year ago. Digital Foundry has a fucking video from a year ago. Tynology, thanks for the 37 months using Prime since Retroid bankrupting me. Cheers. Bankrupting you? Oh, I did buy the mini, the classic. I bought the classic. I didn't even realize it was on sale. Anyway.
Backlog. I
realize with this new setup, there's a delay on our mic so that the cameras match.
Yeah.
And there's no delay on the music. So we are going to sound way off.
Oh, man.
Anyway, welcome to the Backlog, everybody.
Backlog is the segment of the Wulff Den podcast where we go through our entire video game collection and pick a game at random and talk about it regardless of whether or not we played it. This is a collection of 981 games, ladies and gentlemen, spanning 40 years of video game history.
They're saying they didn't hear the music at all. So we just yelled. 407.
407. 407 would be Aliens versus Predator 2 for the PC. This is a random one. This is back when we got our second family computer. It was an upgrade.
Is this the Gateway?
Yes.
We had a compact. Our first one was some random built one.
Yes.
Some random home built.
Yes.
One. The second one was a compact Pasario.
Was it or was it a Gateway?
All right, now I'm all fucked up. I remember going to the Gateway store.
Yes.
So I had to have been a little older.
Yeah.
I remember a compact Pasario being in the mix and a Gateway being.
Was it a compact Pasario, or did we just say it was a compact Pasario? Because that was like the standard family computer back in the 90s.
That is possible.
Anyway, this is around the time we got our second family computer, so we thought we were all ready to play PC games, like real PC gamers. And I think we were subscribed to Computer Gaming World at the time for some reason. They did a whole big FPS issue, showing all the FPS games that are coming out, like this, Red Faction, Max Payne 1, Duke Nukem Forever.
I remember we had Tony Hawk 2 for the PC.
Yes. Yeah, that was
we were PC gamers.
We tried. We tried.
No, I wouldn't say tried. I was straight up a PC gamer for a long stretch in the early 2000s because I didn't have any money and I pirated everything. I guess we owned this?
Yes.
For real?
Yeah, because this is before we were savvy enough to know how to pirate games.
Just look at how beautiful.
Yes. So this is Aliens vs. Predator 2. This is the sequel to the 1999 game. That game was made by Rebellion. This game, timely enough, developed by Monolith. R.I.P.
Oh, R.I.P.
Yes, this was one of their first games. Not one of their first games, but like this is like after they had been out for a while and they made a big push in PC gaming space. This is part of the Aliens vs. Predator series. It's famous for you get to play as not only a space marine, but as an alien and as a predator. And this game was cool because it had, the 3 different campaigns had unique stories that interacted with each other along the way.
Did we have the first Alien vs. Predator?
No.
Okay. And I remember this and I liked it a lot.
Yes. I remember this being a very fun game, playing it at the time. I think this is even before we actually watched the Alien and Predator movies. Officially. We knew of it. Because they had toys for them for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't watch any of those movies.
Yeah. But yeah, the game was cool regardless.
This is all the Marine campaign. I want to see I think I remember liking the Predator the most.
Yeah, these games are, not that they're all the same, but they all follow the same structure. You play as an alien, play as a predator.
Oh, I remember this a lot. This is the Alien you're looking at here.
Yeah, and so the Alien campaign is very strange because it's more like a stealth game because you're not as strong as the human or the predator, but you can climb on walls, you can run really fast, you can attack people with your tail, or you can bite them and claw at them.
Yeah, it's first person, but you don't have a gun because you're an alien. so
you got to be quick, you got to be on your feet, you got to keep moving.
And you just tear through people.
Yes. There's also the Predator campaign.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the Predator.
Which is also stealth-based, but you have a lot of technology. You have a lot of complicated technology. You can use your spear gun.
This is the Predator.
You can use your shoulder cannon. You can use that little disc thing they have.
I'm pretty sure I like the Predator the most.
Yeah, you can have
the little arm computer.
Yeah, you got the little a stabby thing. You have the different visions you can use, like the Predator vision and all that stuff. Very cool, very unique. The Marine mission, that plays more like a standard first-person shooter with survival horror elements, but a lot of people honestly prefer the Marine missions because it plays so much like a standard.
Yeah, it's like a normal game, but I don't like that. I like how weird these are. I think I played the Predator missions over and over again. I liked the Predator one the most because it was it was kind of a mix between being a first person shooter and having weird alien movement and not movement abilities and stuff. So it's cool that there's 3 campaigns.
Yeah, there
was also the chat is reminding us a multiplayer.
Yes,
and I did play the multiplayer. I remember playing the multiplayer. There was I remember there were modes where you would be on the alien side or on the predator side or something. I didn't play much of it,
right?
But I do remember playing the multiplayer. I was probably 9 playing the multiplayer.
Trying to think of what else.
I want to see exactly what game modes there were.
I'm sure there was your standard, one-on-one, Team Alien, Team Predator, Team Marine, things like that. I will say As far as I know, this is the only game. This did have an expansion pack for it called Primal Hunt, where you can fight the Pred Alien.
What is that?
A Predator Alien hybrid.
Oh, I've never heard
And
of
this predates the Alien vs Predator movie with the Pred Alien. So this is like one of the first times people actually saw it.
It looked like that.
That's the movie version.
Okay.
The game version is different.
That one?
No, that's the Alien Queen.
Pred Alien game?
Yeah.
Is that not it?
That might be it. Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Spooky.
As far as I know, this is the only there's 3 Alien vs Predator games. There's the one I mentioned. There's the original that I mentioned before, made by Rebellion. There's this one, the sequel, and then there's a third one that Rebellion made that Sega published for the 360 and the PlayStation 3 and the PC. As far as I know, this game is currently unavailable on any platform.
That sucks.
Yeah,
that sucks.
And this was like one of the better versions of that game. Either if you play like the Rebellion games or this one, like they're good games and like you'll have a good time. But to my knowledge, Aliens vs Predator 2 for PC is unavailable right now on Steam, GOG, anywhere. And
I just looked it up, and the first thing that came up was a Reddit post from 2 years ago. It said, anywhere I can get the Alien vs Predator 2 game, and the top comment just says, here, and it's a link. There's a website. It just has the exe file.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so there you go.
It's a shame that it's not for sale because this was a great game. I like this game a lot. Back to the multiplayer, I found a list of the game modes. There's Deathmatch, Team Deathmatch, Survivor, Hunt, Overrun, and Evac. So for Deathmatch, it's just every man for himself, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know if you get to choose your character. It's every man for themselves, so everybody is playing against each other. Therefore, you win by killing. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. It says you can. Each game, one of 4 teams you can play as: Alien, Predator, Marines, or Corporate Mercenaries.
That's weird.
I guess because like Whaling Yutani, they're like the evil corporation that like rules over everything. So they probably have their own private military group.
Okay.
You know?
Maybe they have different abilities.
Maybe, yeah.
Team Deathmatch. Is it just 1v1?
Deathmatch is a free-for-all mode in which the player's goal is to accumulate the highest number of kills. Yeah.
Team Deathmatch.
Team Deathmatch, same thing, except people are on a team.
Yeah, but is it 2 teams or is it 4 teams?
Player is teams with other players of the same species.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it's whatever, however many number of like, I think it is all 4.
For Marines, don't stick together because you're more vulnerable to opponents. For Predators, make sure other players or your team are using different mission modes. For Aliens, spread yourselves out and use Pred Aliens and Praetorians to distract enemies so faster creatures can attack. Survivor, every player begins the round as a survivor and one player begins as a mutant. Okay? So, yeah, this game is awesome.
Yeah,
I like this game.
It's really good. It's it keeps the vibe of both Alien and Predator movies like intact without like sacrificing one for the other. It
got favorable reviews at the time.
Yeah.
It is on Metacritic apparently.
Okay. Yeah, it came out in 2001, which is around when like Metacritic has been around, so
okay,
makes sense. Yeah, if you could track this game down, it was PC only, but I definitely think it's worth checking out. It was a lot of fun. I'm sure it still is fun.
85 on Metacritic.
If you
not
want,
bad at all.
If you want like a more modern version of it, the one from 2010 that Sega made, was it 2010? Yeah, the 2010 one that Sega published is a similar vibe to it. Also pretty good. Yeah. Check it out.
Check it out if you can.
I mean,
I bet you can archive.org it.
Yeah, there's got to be a way to play it. It just might not be the most legal way to play it, as it were. But maybe this is a call to whoever, Disney, because they own the rights to this shit now. You put
it on GOG.
You gave Epic like however many billions of dollars to be in Fortnite. Who cares? Get this shit back up and running. Put it on GOG, put it on Steam, put it on something. Put it in a box and sell it in stores. Like that was that era when they were still doing that.
Somebody in the chat asks, was there much input lag on dial-up internet? Dude, I don't know. Like, that's the thing is, when you're playing back then, you're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
You don't realize how bad the input lag is.
Yeah.
For example, I've been playing games on Xbox 360.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the input lag fucked on Xbox 360. You don't realize when you're back then playing it. Anyway, thanks for watching the backlog, everybody. Come to a podcast sometime. Goodbye.
Bye.
Did you bring your Steam Deck?
I did.
Okay.
Did you do something on camera or?
No, I'm going to give you the Unleashed recompile.
Ooh.
And potentially some Xbox 360 games that we had.
Good, because I've wanted to turn this into put the 360 emulator on there because I know there is one.
It should be, if you have EmuDeck, it should be there.
I don't have EmuDeck.
Well then fuck you then.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, there's two different ways to do the. So I haven't done it on Steam Deck yet. I did it on PC.
Okay.
And the way that people are doing it on Steam Deck seems a little more complicated than it should be. But
okay.
I mean, we'll try it. How do you not have EmuDeck?
I think I had it when I had your Steam Deck, and then when that got borked, I set my new one up, and I didn't even bother.
But do you have the ROMs on there still?
No.
You don't have the SD card?
No.
Oh, well then. Where am I going to put the games then?
You put it on the SD card. The SD card's still in there.
Oh, that's what I asked. I asked if that's...
Right, but I don't have EmuDeck on there anymore.
Right, but you have the SD card.
Yeah.
There's no ROMs on the SD card.
Correct.
Okay. I'll set... I'll just put EmuDeck back on.
Okay.
It'll take 2 seconds. Anyway. Where are we? Who are you again? Retroid Pocket Mini Screen Issues Update. So we're just gonna blast through this as quickly as possible.
Speed round.
Speed tour. Retro Game Core tweeted a few days ago. Fascinating work done by a community member, which strongly suggests that Retroid Pocket Mini may in fact just be a 1080 by 1240 AMOLED panel. So the Retroid Pocket Mini is marketed as a 1280. Is this true? 1280 by 9? No, that's not it.
A 1280 by 960, I think, is what it's supposed to be.
Apparently, when using high density CRT shaders, content was not reflecting the advertised 1280 by 960. Okay, so it's the Retroid Pocket Mini. Let me get up a picture of it. Retroid Pocket Mini. This is the Retroid Pocket Mini. I did a video on it. This is a terrible picture of it. I don't know. They gotta work on their marketing here. The Retroid Pocket Mini is retro handheld, and it's very similar in spec to the Retroid Pocket 5. They came out at the same time. The biggest difference is the screen is 4:3. And this is really good for retro games because a lot of retro games are 4:3.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is meant to play those games, and it's meant to scale those games well. Even though this is such a tiny device, the resolution is still much higher than it would be if you're playing a retro game on a CRT TV. So the games have to scale up a little bit. So it's advertising that it has a 1280 by 960 resolution screen, which means that games will scale like 3 times, 4 times. I don't know exactly the number, but games will scale evenly.
Right.
So games will look really good. And then you can use shaders in your emulator of choice, like RetroArch, to make it look like a CRT. And you have to be really pixel accurate with those shaders. Well, turns out... So people found that the screen wasn't reporting to be that resolution. People were seeing an effective vertical resolution of 928p. That was the controversy a week ago when we talked about this. The screen seemed to be the wrong resolution. And everybody was saying it's like there was a problem with the screen itself, like the way it there was like a chip on the screen that converted it wrong and stuff. This guy is like, I don't know what you're talking about. I opened mine, and the screen is just bigger. The screen is bigger than what it looks like from the outside. It's cut off.
Yeah.
It seems like the screen is just the bottom. Remember this weird LG phone?
Yes.
This LG? Yeah, the LG Wing. The bottom screen is a weird, like almost 4:3 aspect ratio.
Yeah.
It's just that bottom screen.
Okay.
So that is not. That's a completely different resolution.
Yeah, Retro Game Core in his tweet says it's a 1080 by 1240 AMOLED panel, but with parts of the panel hidden to achieve the 4:3 aspect ratio. In other words, the reason why the screen is scaling to 1240 by 930 and not 1280 by 960 is because it never could.
Yep.
It doesn't have enough pixels.
Yep. So they just completely fucked it.
This is insane.
Yeah. It's insane for a lot of reasons. One of the reasons is because nobody opened their Retroid to look. I'm surprised it took this long.
It's insane because, like, how many of these handhelds do they release in a year?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Is they release them so frequently. They had to have known, because how do you make a console cover part of the screen up and then say, I don't know what's wrong with the resolution? That's insane.
That's something like
that is
home modders do, like if they can't get like the proper size screen.
Yeah.
But you're allegedly a company.
Well, there
with
are
resources.
There are a lot of cases where screen will be covered up by the rest of the face. But it's like known, like you just say that, and also you cover it up and you compensate with the pixels when you say the specs of the screen.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like you said, home modders working on Game Boys. A lot of like regular DMG modded screens are vertical, but they're just cropped in. You can kind of see them a little bit under the case. So it's not that weird to cover up the screen. The weird part is them lying about it. Them saying it's marketing it as the wrong resolution, and them acting like they don't know what's wrong when it should be very obvious to them. There is a small possibility. I was talking to Shank Mod about this.
Yeah.
There is a small possibility that the people who developed the console did not have a lot of communication with the people who actually made the console.
Right.
So there could be just a huge miscommunication there. But that shouldn't matter. Like, that's still a bad product.
Yeah.
So, and again, the reason this is such a big deal is because Retro Game Core has a video on it. He shows you how the games will look wrong. And again, people are buying this console because of that pixel perfect aspect ratio.
Yeah.
And that's really the only reason to buy it, because otherwise it's worse in almost every way than just getting a Retroid Pocket 5. You would get this thing 4:3 games in a perfect aspect ratio with the perfect scaling. So even that whole purpose that you would get it for is borked.
Yeah.
So every time Retroid releases something, something's fucked. People are also speculating this will be the same screen that is in the Classic that's coming out.
Oh, fine.
That I just bought.
Yeah.
So there's potential that screen in the new Retroid Pocket Classic, the one that looks more like a Game Boy, there's potential that screen will be fucked as well. There's actually a big possibility.
Yeah.
So they got to slow down and make sure that their devices work before they release them. Retroid doesn't release as much as Anbernic, though. They have the time to make this right and check things. Yeah, well, I mean, Anbernic must work differently.
Yeah.
Also, Anbernic gets plenty wrong, too. So I don't want to pretend like Anbernic is free here. But Retroid's stuff is usually more expensive than a lot of the Anbernic stuff. So they've all got issues. A lot of them are owned by the same people.
Yeah. A lot of them use the same parts.
Yeah.
They're sourcing it from the same place.
Yeah, literally, this article shows the screen being used in another handheld. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but when you're getting these handhelds, you're kind of just throwing your money away. There's gotta be an understanding that you're gonna get something that's at least a little shitty. It's not like you're getting something from a major corporation or a brick and mortar store. There's gonna be a problem. Retroid Pocket 5 was basically a home run. It's a great device. It is seems to be a fluke that it's as good as it is because they have messed up basically every other release.
Yeah.
But the 5 seems to be fine. Anyway, that's the update on the Retroid situation. They have we talked last week about how they were kind of walking back on their refund policy. They still are being weird about it.
Okay.
So, and now communication with them is worse now because they kind of lost their PR guy. So
yeah,
whatever. I got the classic. We'll see how that goes. Anyway, we'll talk more about. Let's talk about the Analog 3D. I heard that this might be delayed.
Well, it is delayed
because the controller from 8-Bit Do was delayed.
Really?
Yeah, that was delayed first.
Interesting.
BB Retro put it on Instagram, said that was delayed to like June or something. And he was like, this means that the 3D is going to be delayed. And now it is delayed.
The Analog 3D is delayed and is now shipping in July. We are working hard to get your 3D order in hands ASAP and appreciate your patience. If you have any open pre-orders, no action is needed. As always, if you would like to cancel your pre-order at any time, Analog has always had a no questions asked 100% refund policy for pre-orders.
Pretty sure I pre-ordered this.
Yes.
I mean, that's disappointing, but
yeah, I mean, to July, it's not the end of the world. I think it was supposed to be.
It said Q1.
Yeah.
So
it slipped into Q2. Or is that technically Q3 now?
I don't know how Qs work.
Yeah. Either way,
I'm not sad about it. I mean, it's disappointing because I wanted the thing, but I'd rather it be great.
This isn't like as big of a deal as when like the Pocket was delayed or when like their TurboGrafx 16 got delayed.
The thing with Analog is that you don't get another one. Like there's not gonna like it's not like they're firing consoles out. Like you're gonna get the Analog 3D for their N64 console, and you're not gonna get another one. Like you're gonna get this is the one you get. You know, so.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
it's not like a year later they're gonna make an updated version.
Yeah, it's like say what you want about Analog, but like they make the thing and the thing works. The thing is fine. The thing is good.
The thing is good, and it's usually perfect, and then you don't need another one.
Yeah.
And then that's just it.
They don't
like I'm willing to wait for it.
They don't release the Analog 3D Mini like a month later.
Edward Bova says RGT85 is not happy about this and will probably take them to court, I assume, over this. How's he going to take it? What, has he got a lawyer on retainer?
Is he ever happy?
That's a good point. I think I've asked him that before. Or is that Nate the Hate? One of those Spawncast people. I was like, what's a thing that you like? Name one. And that's hard for me to put on somebody else. I saw people upset about this and wanting to get a refund. But again, it's disappointing that you have to wait a little bit. But like, I can't be that mad because there's a lot of issues that are happening right now that could be outside of their control. And again, it's a thing that you're gonna have for a really long time. So why not wait to make it perfect?
And like,
rather than delay it, than release a fucking screen that's in it that's the wrong size and then lie about it.
You know, you look at their product history, and the products like, sure they're expensive, sure they get delayed, but like the end result is always the same. It's a good product. Yeah. It does exactly what it says on the
People
tin.
don't like Retro or Anbernick. What the fuck is the name of this? Analog. People don't like Analog right now for some reasons. One of the biggest reasons people don't like them is because they usually have low stock and it's usually hard. The pre-order process, usually they're sold out pretty quickly. So this is one of the reasons why people would like to pile on. Yeah. But again, if you're not getting your console, like if it's like if you pre-ordered it and they don't give it to you, like you could be mad. Yeah. But if it's a little delayed, suck it up, man. It'll be as long as it's good when it comes out, I'll be happy.
This is video games. Wait. Every video game gets delayed. Like,
also, it's an old video game console.
Yes,
it's an N64 console. I've waited. I can wait a little longer.
If you really want to play your N64 on an HD TV, there are plenty of options available right now for the N64 you have in your house.
Yep.
This is a very specific item for a very specific audience.
Yep.
Okay, get Eon's adapter. Get the Retro Fighters Bluetooth controllers for the N64. Like there are ways to play N64 games on an HD TV.
Yeah, YouTubers might be mad because they got nothing to make videos on right now.
Yeah,
everybody's waiting for the Switch to come out. Anyway, more weird and wacky stuff. We got a double feature. We got AyaNeo coming at us with a tablet.
Ooh.
No word on price or anything. It's got a Snapdragon G3 Gen 3, which I think is brand new.
Okay.
I saw Snapdragon was tweeting about this, so it must be a pretty
interesting.
Big deal. What is this? An 8.3-inch tablet. It might be similar to what you see. It might be pretty similar to like a Legion Go, but it looks smaller, like thinner. But this is it's Snapdragon, so it's got to be an Android tablet. So I would consider this if it was Windows. I want a nice Windows tablet because I like the Legion Go as a tablet.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm not gonna get this because it's Android. And
is it Android?
It's Snapdragon, so it has to be Android.
Well, there's Windows on ARM now.
Yeah, but why would they make an ARM gaming tablet?
I mean, I think they want to. I wouldn't be surprised if they want to like start experimenting in
whatever the fuck naming convention is the naming convention they use for Android.
Okay.
Devices. So I'm willing to bet this is Android. And I don't need an Android tablet.
Yeah.
Especially for gaming. Like I don't need any more power in my gaming, you know?
Yeah.
I can't. Like, I want a tablet so I can do weird shit with it, like put a freaking a fight stick on it and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't need that for Android gaming. I don't need that at all. So, interesting. Maybe some people would be interested.
Yeah.
I'm not interested. And another weird one. This one, I might get, but I have a weird relationship with the company. This is OneXSugar.
Okay.
Which is, I guess, the Android version of OneX Player.
Okay.
So they have a dual screen weird thing. Let's go to their Indiegogo page because they got a lot of weird images. So this is one device.
Okay.
It's dual screen. The top one is like a horizontal, like long aspect ratio.
Yeah.
And the bottom screen is almost a square. It looks like it could be 4x3.
Yeah.
And it like folds in all different weird ways. It like goes all the way back. It looks like the screen can come out completely. It's really bizarre.
Yeah.
But I like bizarre.
There's that Snapdragon Gen 3 G3.
Yeah. So this seems like the more interesting device to me.
Okay.
It looks like the Joy-Con. It's got like Joy-Con that can completely come out. It's like completely transforms into all different styles. So I'm interested to try it. I will have to buy it. Last time I only did one OneX Player video on this big tablet thing that they had. And then they yelled at me and told me to take the video down. And I said, that's not how this works. And then I never talked to them again. So I kind of don't want to give them, a video, but I am interested in this, so I'll get it myself though. I don't want to fucking have to talk to them. So it should be pretty powerful too. I'd imagine it could probably play Switch games.
Yeah,
we'll see. I don't know when that Indiegogo goes up, but I should.
Looks like it's.
It just says
keep me updated.
Yeah. Campaign has launched. No, it hasn't. Why would you lie?
Interesting.
I guess they just mean the campaign page.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm sure these things stay on Indiegogo for a long time.
Yeah.
We'll see. All right. More news. The rest we can fire.
I just want to say those were links to Twitter pages that I haven't been on Twitter in a long time, and I see I have a notification from a porn bot commenting on my post when Kevin Conroy passed away. And I had said I was genuinely achingly sad about it, and she responded, very nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Very cool.
Very nice. The voice of my generation is gone in a heartbeat. And very nice.
Xbox 360 consoles can now be hacked with just a USB key.
That's right. Xbox 360 modders have discovered a new way to get homebrew apps and games running on the console. A new software-only exploit known as Bad Update allows you to use a USB key to hack past Microsoft's hypervision protectors and run unsigned code and games. Modern Vintage Gamer tested Bad Update and found that you don't even need to open up your 360 to get it running. Unlike the RGH or JATG exploits for the 360, this method just requires a USB key. If you have the time and the patience to get this running successfully, you'll be able to run the 360 Homebrew store, which includes games, apps, emulators, utilities, and even custom dashboards. There are some limitations, though. If you want to take advantage of Bad Update, then you'll need to manually patch every executable you want to run on your 360. Modern Vintage Gamers said the exploit isn't always reliable either, or it takes some time to pull off. As this exploits Microsoft's custom hypervision on the Xbox 360, you'll also need to run this exploit every single time you boot the console.
That sucks.
You'll just need a USB key, the exploit code, and a trial version of Rock Band Blitz that helps you enable the bypass. MVG walks through the steps in his YouTube video, and there's a brief guide on GitHub repository that houses this software-only exploit.
I'm trying to see what the homebrew store even has.
I have no idea. I would imagine it has like fan games or maybe even like games it's not supposed to have, if you guessed my drift.
So, here it is, homebrew store. Ubuntu is on it. Mupen N64 emulator.
I saw Quake. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. It's like open source stuff.
Yeah.
And I guess emulators. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
it's a good first step in software hacking it rather than having to put in a mod chip and like doing all that nonsense.
Getting emulators on an Xbox One or Series X is very easy.
Yes.
I would recommend that over this. I'd imagine that they probably don't even run that good, these emulators on 360.
Well, as far as I know, hardware modded 360s work very well. And are really popular.
For emulating retro games.
Yeah, even that.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
I fucking doubt it. This is interesting because we just heard about the Sonic Unleashed recompile.
Yeah.
And that got me interested in Xbox 360 emulation. And it used to be that you needed to hack your Xbox to get the games off of that stuff. And you don't. It was shockingly easy to get the games off of the Xbox and just run them on the computer.
Right.
I literally just took them, moved the, you can move them to an external drive.
Yeah.
I just did that. And then I plugged the external drive into the computer and I clicked on the file and it just opened in the emulator. And I was just fucking playing Perfect Dark. It was amazing.
Okay.
So you don't need to hack your 360 at all. It's cool that you can.
Yeah, I think that like that's the big thing is like that you can do it now via software. So like this opens the door for like furthering games preservation, like giving your 360 new life, new abilities that like you weren't able to before. I think this is good.
It's very good.
Yes.
It's very good. I'm just saying, you don't even got to do all that. It's actually very easy to preserve your games from your Xbox 360.
I will note that this says you need a copy of the trial version of Rock Band Blitz. I've also seen that you can use a retail copy of Tony Hawk's American Wasteland to do this exploit, which of course I don't have. I have the PS2 version. So.
I love it when hacks like this require a specific game.
Yeah,
like the Wii. You needed Twilight Princess or something to get into the homebrew browser or some bullshit. Anyway, speaking of retro consoles, the SNES, it's getting faster.
Somehow. With vintage tech, the assumption is that as the years pass by, functionality is impacted by the fact that parts inside are running way beyond their intended lifespan. However, it seems that the SNES is an exception to this rule, as it has been discovered that Nintendo's 16-bit system is actually getting faster as it grows older, at least when it comes to the audio. The main 21 megahertz CPU clock uses a quartz crystal. It is fine, says TAS bot on Blue Sky. The 24.576 megahertz APU, the audio processing unit clock, has a ceramic resonator. It is not fine. It seems to run faster years later. It also seems to speed up when warm. One of the consequences of the APU running faster is musical notes and sounds being slightly higher in pitch, but what the community really wants to know is whether or not this would impact speed running on original hardware.
That is really interesting.
I believe the answer is it does not impact speed running.
So I want to know exactly how much it changes the pitch.
Yeah.
What's interesting, I think it might impact speedrunning, and it will the longer this goes on.
Right.
Because in order to verify that your speedrun is accurate, they use the sounds and the music.
Yeah.
So if it's a little high pitched or a little off, it'll make it look like you're faking the speedrun.
Yeah.
So I guess they could just use a different method to verify that the speedrun is accurate.
Where according to Tazbot, it says it doesn't. They don't really know how it affects games just yet, aside from like making the audio sound different. But I'm sure, like you said, in time this could like have an impact on like how the games actually run.
I'm sure it'll just get worse and worse and worse.
Yeah,
but it's probably easy enough to replace in the future. It's just a ceramic resonator. It's like a, what do you call it? What the fuck do you call it? I literally just did this on a controller. Crystal. It's a crystal. It's like it like vibrates. It keeps the clock in time. So it just got shitty and it's vibrating at the wrong speed. So that you can. I'm sure in the future the people will just replace these.
Yeah.
It'll be like changing the battery on a
CMOS. Yeah.
It'll be like changing the battery on a Pokemon cartridge. Except these things are tiny, so it'll be a little more of a pain in the ass. Anyway, interesting little find.
Yes.
Let's talk about the business of video games.
Yes, we all love business.
This is Wulff Den business hour.
Yes. Ubisoft shareholder plots protest. A minority shareholder in Ubisoft is attempting to organize a protest outside the company's Paris headquarters, accusing it of failing to disclose alleged discussions with Microsoft, EA, and other publishers reportedly interested in acquiring its franchises. In a statement seen by IGN, Jurjan Krupa, CEO of AJ Investments, claims Ubisoft is horribly mismanaged by current management and wants a clear roadmap for recovery from the senior team to address declining shareholder value, lackluster operational execution, and failure to adapt effectively to market trends. So far, yeah, exactly. Krupa alleged that Ubisoft has not been transparent about its decision-making, accusing the firm of hiding information, including an Assassin's Creed Mirage DLC partnership with the Saudi investment firm Savvy Group. The shareholder also pointed to a restricted article published by business investment platform Merger Market that alleged discussions between Microsoft, EA, and others that are interested in acquiring IPs from Ubisoft. Management did not inform the public about these steps either, Krupa claimed. So we know Ubisoft hasn't been like financially stable for a while. We know there's been a lot of talk about them possibly selling off to Tencent or whatever. But now it seems like the people who are currently have investments in them are being lied to. Ubisoft is allegedly not being very transparent with their shareholders, which is kind of against the law.
This happens like almost weekly at this point.
Yeah.
We talk about how Ubisoft is failing its investors in a lot of ways, and mostly they keep releasing shitty games.
Yes.
And I mean, this just continues that trend.
Yeah.
Although Assassin's Creed Shadows just came out.
Yes.
Or at least I'm seeing people play it.
People are reviewing it.
I don't even know if it's out. On TikTok this morning, every other fucking video was a live stream of somebody playing Assassin's Creed Shadows. People seem to think it's all right. It seems like the Digital Foundry, I was watching their video. It seems like it runs really good.
Yeah.
So it looks good.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like the blockbuster it kind of needed to be.
Yeah.
But it's probably gonna sell a decent amount.
Stealth 40K has like a couple of the reviews. The Metacritic for PS5 is 82. PC 78, Xbox Series 84.
78's not great.
No, but like it's still like 82 and 84 isn't terrible.
I'm just surprised it's so much lower on PC than it is on PlayStation.
I don't think it's because there's less reviewing it for PC.
My understanding is it runs better on PC.
Probably.
There's more ray tracing support and stuff.
IGN gave it an 8. Video Game Chronicles gave it an 8. Eurogamer gave it an 8.
I'm just saying this game like kind of can't be mid. It has to be like really good.
Yeah.
I'm hearing the story is not good, but
okay, but like Assassin's Creed stories have never really been good.
But it's hard to tell. It's hard. Yeah, Assassin's Creed stories have never been good. We just liked Ezio.
Yeah.
His story was not good. We just liked him as a character. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like considering playing it, but I got a lot of things to play.
Yeah.
So.
But that's not the end of Ubisoft's weird financials.
Oh, it's not.
Because they are also seeking investors to form a new entity. In a report published on Friday, Bloomberg, there they are again, says that the company is considering selling a minority stake in its venture and has contacted potential bidders. These bidders include Tencent, along with various funds located in both France and around the world. Ubisoft has asked for preliminary bids to be made as soon as this month, asking not to be identified, discussing a private matter. Bloomberg said this new venture would include some of its core gaming franchises, such as Assassin's Creed. Tencent refused to comment on the claims, while Ubisoft pointed to a recent earnings report where it stated that it was exploring all possible options for the company. I'm pretty sure this was in response to that guy's protests.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is protests work.
Yes. No. Bullying works.
Yes.
So important, kids.
Again, I don't know if I'm gonna get this game.
Yeah.
Is it out?
I don't think it's out. Assassin's Creed Shadows.
Can I buy it? Is it on Steam? Pre-purchase.
The 20th.
1931.
In 2 days, it'll be available. Unless I'm sure if you paid $100 to get the play.
Yeah, I don't want to do all that
bullshit.
Anyway, Kira, thanks for the 300 bits. Hello, Wolf Bros. Hope y'all are having a good night. I had a rough day at work, so I'm glad to come home and have the podcast to watch! ! Smiley face. In other news, I finished the Lego Notre Dame. Did you hear about this?
No.
She was watching the stream the other day, and she's like, I'm gonna go AFK for a little bit. I'm building the Lego Notre Dame.
Nice.
And I was like, that's probably a huge pain in the ass. And she was like, I'm on bag 24. And it's in the general chat in the Discord server if you want to see it. Oh, okay. I'll take a look.
I would like to see that. Bag 24. Wow, let me tell you, the kids got some Lego sets, and they're only like 2 bags, maybe 3 bags for the really complicated ones. And please, for the love of God, keep this away from kids, because they don't understand that Legos are delicate, and you will have to put this thing back together until you die.
And they're not to be eaten.
A friend of mine, I told that to my friend, and he's like, why don't you just crazy glue it? And I said, I thought about that. Then I remembered the end of the Lego movie, and the whole point of that was to not crazy glue your Legos together.
That's true. This was an 18+ set. Yeah, it's one of those artsy ones, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, the black box ones,
yeah.
Like for adults. Every time my son sees the symbol one, he thinks we're going to buy it, but it's like $200. I'm like, no fucking way, boy. Oh, yeah, there it is. That is a beaut.
I can't touch it, or else my computer's going
to
explode.
That's it.
Oh. God damn, that looks like such a pain in the ass.
The bigger the Lego sets go, the bigger we're pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah.
What you could do for accuracy, light it on fire because Notre Dame got lit on fire, and then just put it out in the right spots.
That's probably the last step on the instructions.
Yeah.
For accuracy. All right. Did you bros hear about the Pokemon getting a Lego collab? No,
I did hear about that. All we know is that like Lego is doing a Pokemon collab. There's just an image of like Pikachu's tail made out of Legos.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the Game Boy.
Yeah.
I'm not. I mean, it should be a pretty easy set to put.
Yeah.
The last one I did was the NES, and that was a huge pain in the ass.
You know what's a pain in the ass?
I still have the CRT.
My wife's best friend got the kids like Lego books, like storybooks. Those things suck because like you're supposed to like close them up and everything's together, but the Lego pieces just fall apart inside. So when you open them up, you gotta like put it back together again.
Oh.
And not all the minifigs. They're not the standard minifigs, they're like the special girl version minifigs, so they're shaped differently. So like they don't fit in the box. Yes, because girls need different things. God, I hate those.
Girls are very special and they need everything to be a little different.
You think we're joking, but like this is the thing. Like Lego makes like a girl line of Legos, and the minifigs are different.
That's the dumbest fucking thing.
It really is.
Anyway, we're not done talking about corporate.
We're not done talking about girls.
EA did some dumb shit and adds microtransactions to Skate closed alpha.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an alpha.
It's an alpha, yeah. Known as San Van Bucks. This in-game currency allows players to buy various cosmetic items according to the developer Full Circle. This is being added to make sure players have a positive experience when purchasing items from the Skate store. Because the game is still in playtesting state, it's mentioned that account progress might be reset at times and will be fully reset before the launch into early access. Should you spend any money on San Van Bucks and in turn on items, any purchases you make will be converted back to San Van Bucks and be made available again at the start of early access.
Paying real money for in-game transactions
always dicey
for an alpha is ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I guess they need to test the microtransactions.
Yes. But like, give us fake money.
Yeah.
Don't let us use our real money for this shit.
It is bizarre. Like, I wouldn't want to put my money in an alpha.
That's
weird.
I mean, like, it's nice that I guess that like it'll just get you'll just get your money back and like you can use that again like when the game launches like properly.
I'm not completely against the idea of having microtransactions in Skate because I'm cool with cosmetic microtransactions. And if it's a live service game, like I'm not that opposed to a live service Skate game. It could just live on forever. But I would think twice before giving EA money in an alpha.
Yeah, like that's honestly
you are testing what they're gonna do with your money.
Especially like it's an alpha. Something can go wrong and you can lose everything, and then they'll just be like, "Whoa."
Yeah, it could just never come out.
Yeah.
They could just cancel it completely.
This game got announced like not long after Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 got announced. And we're getting 3 and 4 later this year. This is still in alpha.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
Yeah. What's this next one? Star Wars Hunters shut down.
Zynga has announced that it will be shutting down Star Wars Hunters despite the game only having come out last summer. Yes.
Okay, I'm having a stroke because EA does not have the Star Wars license anymore.
Correct. Well, not the exclusive license.
Right.
Yeah.
So Zynga is part of Activision. No.
King is part of Activision.
Who bought Zynga?
Take-Two.
Okay. All right. Carry on.
The free-to-play PvP arena shooter was released on June 4th, 2024 on Switch, iOS, and Android, and is set between the events of episodes 6 and 7. It would appear that the game didn't take off as expected, which is why Zynga has now announced that the game's final content update will release on April 15th, followed by a complete shutdown on October 1st. Zynga says it will turn off in-app purchases on April 15th and is citing this as the reason it won't be refunding any season passes or paid currency players have bought.
This game looked like shit. This is Donkey's video. of it when it launched.
Right.
This is only 8 months ago. I thought this
Yeah.
was
No, that's the
way
thing.
longer.
I didn't even know this game came out. I remember it was revealed like in a Nintendo Direct eons ago, and then we didn't hear from it. Apparently, it had a soft launch in 2021 in like Asian countries, but haven't seen anything from it since. I didn't know it came out last year. They really did a bad job of like promoting it, marketing it, you know. Like a free-to-play Star Wars shooter should have been like a bigger deal.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks bad. Like all the characters, it's silly.
Yeah.
And like I get that. It's okay. It could be silly, but
Yeah.
it looks stupid. It doesn't look fun at all.
I know. Like I don't know, man.
Is this Overwatch? I literally thought it was Overwatch.
Yeah.
For a second. Because Donkey will sometimes, fuck with you.
Yeah.
And put different gameplay footage
I
in
think
there.
that's the right game. But yeah, it just looks like a generic that actually that might have been
I think
that might have been Jedi Academy.
I think this is that was Battlefront.
Yeah.
Like old Battlefront. But no, this is the actual game.
Okay.
And this is Overwatch. Now we're in Overwatch. Now we're watching that. Now it actually is Overwatch.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's Hunters.
Okay.
Yeah, and then there's like a Jedi character that is a robot, which doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. Maybe you should have shut down then.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, if you're gonna make a Star Wars game, make a good one.
Yeah.
You know?
Like we've had good ones.
We've had good ones. It's rough, but
yeah.
And you know what though? You know what? Sometimes it could be a little bad.
Yeah. Like even like
Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
I kind of like it, even though it's a little bad.
I am enjoying Star Wars Outlaws, even though like I got my problems with it. So
like you could do that.
Yeah.
Just
like,
don't make it all bad.
Yeah.
And we'll like it a little bit because it's Star Wars. All right, last news. Palworld devs are shocked by the Pokemon lawsuit. This is still going on?
Yeah. As reported by PC Gamer, John Buckley, the community manager for Pocket Pair, the developers of the game, said that Pocket Pair was taken aback by the lawsuit. The studio believed it had taken all necessary steps to avoid any such legal action from Nintendo and the Pokemon Company, but the team hadn't expected for Nintendo to go after patents rather than copyright infringement. We did legal checks before Palworld released, and they were all cleared in Japan, Buckley remembers. So obviously when the lawsuit was announced, we were like, what? And we went back to the lawyers, and the lawyers contacted the courts and asked, what's going on? And that's when we realized it was patents they were going after. Palworld's monster designs have been under scrutiny for being incredibly similar to those in Pokemon, but Nintendo and the Pokemon Company's lawsuit instead focused on the patented mechanics, like throwing an object to capture critters. Buckley said that the day the lawsuit happened was a dark time for the studio, and it even went as far as to hire additional security at an industry event as a precautionary measure.
They think Pokemon Company was going to come get them?
I guess.
They're going to send their Gestapo on them?
Yeah. Pretty much everyone at Pocket Pair is a huge fan, so it was a very depressing day. Everyone heads down and walking in the rain. He said it changed a lot of things for us. We were just about to release the PlayStation version. We were just about to go to the Tokyo Game Show. So obviously we had to scale back a little bit and hire security guards and stuff like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting that they checked first, and then they didn't think that the patents were going to be an issue.
I guess because like you don't think that people are going to patent gameplay mechanics. You know, because
I mean they got their lawyers and they were like, "Is everything going to be okay?" And their lawyers were like, "Yeah, of course." And then they were like,
and you know what? Nintendo probably did the same thing. They probably got their lawyers and be like, "What can we get them on?" And they're like looking through, like, there's nothing. And then Nintendo's probably like, "Go deeper," and they did.
Yeah,
and that's why they got them on the patents.
Yeah,
because that's easier to prove.
But it's not finished, right?
Are any games finished?
No, I mean the patent.
Oh, the lawsuit.
The lawsuit, yeah.
Yeah, no, there's no answer.
It's still ongoing, so we don't know what the what the end result is yet.
Right.
So, we don't know. It could work out in their favor.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's, I guess, all the news.
Yep.
Did you put it?
I put that there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, because I was gonna put a much worse one. Here you go. I don't know if this audio is gonna work.
Did you hear it?
For you listening at home, it said tweet of the week, tweet of the week, tweet of the week.
Just like that, no other way.
Yeah. So this is from a lady Emily who says having a good time with the game, and it's Mega Man X2. Okay, I'm a fight the first level of Mega Man X2. Damn, first level of Mega Man X2 got hands. I don't remember the first level.
Me neither. But I do know the Mega Man X games. They got hands, man. Let me tell you. I don't think I played past Mega Man X1. Have you?
I played X. I didn't beat X2, but I got pretty far into X2.
Okay.
Whoa. What is it, a speed run?
How fast they going?
They're going fast. Huh? This isn't how it starts. There's like a whole thing. Oh, here we go. This is it. Okay. Yeah, you're driving, a guy fucking dies next to you. And then you crash the thing into a guy. It's sick as hell. And then you gotta fight him. And then there's like a whole level.
Yeah.
Take your time, Mega Man. Yes. Yeah, okay. This. Okay. It's not like impossibly hard like Mega Man games are.
Yeah.
But it is the first level of a game, and it is definitely harder than the first level of Mega Man X1. It's definitely harder than the first level of most games.
Right.
There's just a lot of shit going on. So it's not hard as far as Mega Man games go, but it's a little jarring if it's like if you're expecting like an easy time.
Yeah.
Because you're expecting it to like this is a continuation of Mega Man X1.
Got it.
It's very much not a solo experience.
Okay. Yeah.
If you haven't touched Mega Man in a minute and you go for X2, you're gonna get shocked awake by this first level.
Got it.
Okay. You can die in the first second if you're not paying attention.
That's a game, buddy. Let me tell you.
They show a specific part in this tweet. I don't even know what that looks like. I don't even know.
It's probably later in that level.
Anyway, all right. We're gonna talk to you guys.
Yes. Let's start with people who have comments on last week's Wulff Den podcast over on the YouTube channel, youtube.com/Wulff Den podcast.
We got Miss Schmanfeld. I would like to congratulate Mr. Why is everybody congratulating me? For going an entire episode without accidentally pressing any of the soundboard cues when he wasn't supposed to. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, well, that was last week.
Yeah.
When I didn't have any.
Yeah, it's easy when you don't have the soundboard cues.
I think that's what they're getting at. Guaco Taco says, I think Pokemon should stick to a cartoon/chibi style, like original X and Y, but have the high graphical fidelity of Animal Crossing and New Horizons.
Yeah, nobody's saying that Pokemon shouldn't have like a cartoony animated style. What we're saying is we want it to be good.
Yeah,
like Hi-Fi Rush has a good cartoony animated style.
If the Pokemon Company cannot achieve the home console, AAA graphical look, just fucking put a style on it. Do the Nintendo thing and put a graphical style on it.
I think one of two things needs to happen. I think Pokemon Company needs to let Game Freak cook and like give them the time and the resources to make the game not look 4 generations old.
Yeah.
Or they need to give the mainline Pokemon game to another company.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I don't want to say give it to like
Atlas.
That
would be nuts.
Or the guys who make Xenoblade, the Monolith Soft, because like I think that means like people are gonna expect like Atlas to make Persona but with Pokemon, or Monolith Soft to make Xenoblade but with Pokemon. Like, no, we still want Pokemon. We just want it to look good.
Yeah.
And play good.
It's funny because they do give the franchise to other developers, but they never let the other developers do anything similar to a mainline game.
Yeah.
Some people get close, like Pokemon Masters. Like, it's not a Pokemon game, but it's pretty fucking close. Like, you're still doing Pokemon battles. There's like a little mini campaign that you do, just like Pokemon Stadium, the one for the GameCube. There's like a whole campaign, but they like had to like make it so that it's not exactly like the way that you would normally play a Pokemon campaign. So, yeah, that I saw somebody arguing that they were too worried about making the frame rate good, so that's why like the games look bad. And it's like that's not a fucking excuse, like at all.
Yeah, I mean, like, no.
No.
I'm sorry, but no.
No. Tomas Santos says, "This is great. Thanks.
Thanks.
What a great comment to pull, Fred." Pike Plays Games says, "It's funny that Max Payne 2 for the original Xbox was the game for the backlog. I just got it. LOL." Oh,
there you go. You're welcome.
Maybe this week you'll just get Alien vs. Predator 2.
Yeah. See, we're selling games and we don't even play them.
Professor Toast Gaming says, "I fully have the Wulff Den bros to blame for me buying Max Payne 1 and 2. Since it was on sale on Xbox, started playing Max Payne 1 for the first time on Friday and beat it already. So now I'm playing Max Payne 2 and 3.
There you go. You're ahead of us.
I can't believe we're influencing people to play these retro games.
Yes. These influencers are influencing people to play the games.
Now we're in the chat. Chambers says, "Bob, did you try Lonely Mountain Snow Riders? I don't know what you're talking about. Seems like a great game to test your wacky analog button controllers." I'll take a look at
that. Monolith helped with Tears of the Kingdom. Game Freak could probably ask another studio at Nintendo to help develop the next Pokemon game to improve its performance. I feel like that's easy. Monolith Soft helping with Tears of the Kingdom is easier because Monolith Soft is owned by Nintendo. So Nintendo could just go to them and say, like, "Hey, we need your help on Tears of the Kingdom." And they could be like, "Yes, boss." Game Freak and the Pokemon Company are not technically owned by Nintendo. So it might be a little harder for them to, like, you know, push their weight around and, like, get another studio to, like, help out on them.
Who makes the Legends game?
Pokemon Legends?
Yeah.
Isn't that also Game Freak?
Is it like is it just a separate team at Game Freak? I've seen this game before, Lonely Mountain Snow Riders. It looks fucking awesome. I think I'm gonna try the demo.
Nice.
It's just a skiing game.
Yeah.
But for some reason, it looks awesome.
Game Freak and Creatures. No, wait. Creatures is not a real company, right?
Creatures Inc.
Yeah, but aren't they just like a shell company for the Pokemon Company or something?
Like the brand?
Yeah.
They oversee the brand?
Yeah. Yeah, because Game Freak is making Pokemon ZA.
Okay.
And then Arceus, that was... God, they make this so goddamn complicated.
Anyway.
Arceus was also Game Freak.
It just must be a separate team.
Maybe, yeah.
Pokemon Legends is made by Game Freak's B team.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. The remakes, they farm out to other people.
Creatures is a Japanese video game company affiliated with Game Freak and Nintendo and is one of the owners of the Pokemon franchise. Okay.
Bob, what color classic did you get? I got the Pokemon one because I think it looks the coolest. I saw a bunch of people got the Pokemon one, or at least one other person on Twitter got the Pokemon one. Retroid Pocket Classic. I got the Sega one. I got this one.
Oh,
because
Saturn,
yeah, because it has the extra buttons.
Oh,
the other ones don't have the extra buttons.
Interesting.
And it's very interesting because why wouldn't you want extra buttons?
Is it more because it has extra buttons?
No, I don't think so. 129? No, it's not more. So a lot of people were interested in the Pokemon one.
Yeah.
Because, I mean,
understandable.
Pokemon. Atomic Purple, I'd imagine, is probably pretty popular.
Obviously.
You got Kiwi, you got Teal, you got Berry, you got Retro. This one's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But give me the extra buttons. It's got extra buttons. If you're listening to the podcast, it has Sega style buttons, so it's got 6 buttons instead of 4, and they're in the Sega layout. So I want that for like N64 games. And shit.
And that could easily work with like SNES games.
Yeah. You just don't use
the
buttons. Do they have different back button situations? No. That seems like they're all the same. Yeah. So give me the extra buttons. I'm curious how it's gonna work. I bet you it's gonna be broken. I bet you like emulators probably aren't gonna work right on it.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. We had Snake Eater with the 35 months. Hi, Wolf Bros. I saw a previous backlog on Metal Gear Rising, and I guess I'm a fake fan because I've never played it. I thought it was weird when I was a teenager. Where is the stealth? Where's Snake? Why is it a hack and slash? This is weird.
Yeah, but sometimes weird's good.
Yeah. I mean, like, let's call a spade here. All Metal Gear games are weird.
Yeah.
You know,
this just dials the weird up to 11, dude.
Yeah. So definitely check it out. It's not a long game. So, like, it won't take you, a whole afternoon to play. Just heads up, there's a spider right there.
Kill it.
But I'm on the show.
Where is it? By the shoebox?
By the shoebox, yeah.
Seth Films wants to know any advice from Girl Dad.
Girl Dad, good luck. Yeah, just keep your eye open. Buy a gun when they become a teenager, just in case. No, it's really not that different from.
That's a big spider.
Right, buddy? You got him? Nope. Now he knows. Now he knows what you look like.
Got him.
Trying to advice for a girl. I mean, like, I raised her.
Seth Phillips says, "Will, any advice to new girl dad? My daughter is now 2.5 weeks old.
Oh, weeks! Oh, congratulations!
And I go back to work on Monday.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's different. You're a new parent. In that case, if anyone offers to help you, you take them up on it because you need all the help you can get. In addition to that,
Metal Gear Rising is only 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah,
I did not know
that.
You
can play it, Sneak Eater. Also, to go with that though, if anybody offers you advice, unless you asked for it, you don't have to take it. That's something you need to remember.
That was the first thing I told somebody.
Yeah.
And I'm not even I have nothing to do with any of this.
Snake Eater, Will, I asked you for advice when I first became a parent. I can't remember what you said, but it was sound advice. I mean,
everyone wants to give you advice.
Yeah.
And not everyone knows what the fuck they're talking
about. I mean, look, I'm 5 years into this whole adventure, and like, I don't think I've screwed them up that badly. They are super into Sonic the Hedgehog right now, so I think I'm doing something right.
You're doing something.
And unsolicited, my daughter was like, I want to watch the Superman movies. So we watched the first 2, and that's it. Because those are the only good ones. We'll see what happens in July.
Snake Eater with 35 months. Hi, Wolf Bros. I saw a previous backlog on...
I read that.
You read that. Okay.
Get your head in the game.
I didn't... That's not one of the Xbox games I ripped.
Yeah.
I got to rip it. I want to play it. 6 to 8 hours. I could fire through that.
Far through that.
Thoughts on new Superman trailer, Will?
We only have the one, and I think it looks good.
I think it looks good.
I mean, look, I've been burned by Superman movies before. I thought Superman Returns looked really good. It came out boring as hell. I thought Man of Steel looked really good based on the trailers. Came out frustrating mess. I don't want this to happen again, but I have high hopes for this one for some reason. But I've been burned before on Superman movies.
Edward Bovell with the big old paragraph. So will you be taking your daughter to the movies to see the fantastic The Day the Earth Blew Up, a Looney Tunes movie? Also, IGN has been lacking behind this year on doing their IGN Entertainment Fix. They've done a lot of their gaming fix, but not the entertainment fix. Will you consider coming back to YouTube and making the 10-minute videos about the Comic-Con style Hollywood news in NBC nightly news style format?
if I can nail my Tom Brokaw impression, maybe. I will not be taking my daughter to see the Day the Earth Blew Up because A, she's not into Looney Tunes. I've tried. Disney is very powerful in my house. Believe me, I've tried. And B, I don't think it looks like a Looney Tunes movie. I think it looks like a Ren and Stimpy movie with Looney Tunes characters in it. So, like, I don't know. I'm, like, not sold on it just yet. I'm more upset. Did you hear about this shit? That they've pulled all classic Looney Tunes cartoons from HBO Max?
I did not hear that.
Yeah.
My roommate used to get really high and watch them.
I mean, they're incredible when you're not high.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah.
I would watch them. I would sit there and watch them.
Yeah, because they're great. But now you can't because they're not. Apparently, they don't perform well on Max. So,
but do they need to perform well? Like, just
I know, like,
what? It's not costing you anything to have it up there.
That's the thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, when they say like they pull things from the service because like it costs too much to keep them going. Like, how much could it possibly be costing them to keep that shit up there and like available?
They gotta have a model where like you pay Warner Brothers per like view or something instead of just paying them for the backlog. Anyway, Legend of a Thief says, "Hey Will, Flash versus Sonic, who wins?" I want to answer that. The Flash, because he can fucking go into the time stream, and Sonic cannot do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Supersonic can, but like,
if you give him the Chaos Emeralds,
and like
you give Flash the
the cosmic treadmill,
then.
Or if like he's really mad, he could do it on his own. But like, no, the answer is the Flash. The Flash is faster than anybody. The real question is Barry Allen or Wally West, who's faster? That's up in the air. I know DC has said Wally West, but I don't know.
Whatever happened to Looney Tunes movie they were making? Yeah, it got canceled.
Well, no, The Day the Earth Blew Up is the one that's being released. I think they're referring to Coyote versus Acme. Yeah.
I saw a TikTok of a guy dressed up as Wile E. Coyote picketing outside of the studio.
Yeah.
Archie Sonic is pretty OP though. He's still not as OP as the Flash.
Yeah,
he can like vibrate so fast he can move through things, but like again, the Flash can go through dimensions.
Yeah, yeah. The Flash is like ridiculously OP.
Yeah.
That reminds me. There's a Flash comic book sale right now. Comic sale. I should stack up.
Oh,
because there's a lot of modern stuff I want to read that looks really interesting. That's neither here nor there.
That's the end of the show. Thanks for watching.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us. Thank you for chatting with us. As always, the Wulff Den podcast is every Tuesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, right here on twitch.tv/WulffDen or youtube.com/WulffDen podcast. If you can't make the show for any reason at all, we always put the archive version up over on youtube.com/WulffDen podcast, so you can go and check us out over there on demand whenever you want. If you prefer to listen to us, however, rather than watch us, you can do that as well, because we're also an audio podcast on any and every podcast service, such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube Podcast, Pocket Cast, Audible.com, Tidal, maybe. I don't know. Do you use Tidal? It's $30 a month. But regardless of where you get this show from, folks, please be sure to subscribe, rate, and review us, because that helps us with placement on all those respective platforms.
All right. I'll see you on Thursday. I'll probably be streaming Thursday. And I'll have a video on Thursday. I think it's on Xbox emulation, Xbox 360 emulation. I've been playing fucking Mirror's Edge.
Oh, man.
Having a great time. Also, Perfect Dark Zero. I played the first level.
Yeah.
It seems pretty good. It seems pretty good.
All right, you're gonna have to put that on my Steam Deck. I gotta see this shit. I don't want to believe you.
It goes from first person into third person, like when you go to cover and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
But it's an early 360 game.
Yeah, so
that's weird for an early 360 game. Wait for 360 games.
It's weird for a Perfect Dark game.
Yeah.
So
it was cool. It seemed pretty cool. I'm sure the story is god awful.
Yeah,
but it seemed pretty cool. Anyway. I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks for watching. Go watch AJ. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.